Just have to do a mic check and then I'll mute the audio.
Okay, Super Friends, welcome to the reorganizational meeting before the general session meeting. This is mic number 1. Check 1 2 1 2 3. Microphone number 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. I'm going to turn that down. A little bit of feedback. Microphone number 3. Super mic. Check, check, 1 2. Microphone number 4, President mic. Check 1 2 1 2. Microphone number 5, 1 2 3 1 2 3.
A lot more feedback when I test it.
1 2 3 1 2 3. This is mic number 6. Check, check, 1 2. And lastly, the podium mic, microphone number 1, well, podium, not number 1. Check 1 2. Again, I will turn all of these down here in a second. Get a little bit of feedback here in the room. Okay, they're all turned down to touch. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Check 1 2 1 2 3. Check 1. Okay, definitely turn 6 down. Check 1 2 again. Number 5. Number 4, check, check again. Number 3, number 3. Number 2. And number 1. I think they do sound better. If I need to turn them up again slightly once we get started, just let me know. I'm going to set this to mute here in a second.
All right, going to mute in 3 2 1.
He's everywhere. He's still thinking about bike night.
Yeah, I think they went really well.
I thought it was great, hour and a half, hundreds of kids. Hundreds.
You get away so much. It's a lot of hardware to do that.
Yeah. I have another set of file going, so if you have any thoughts or ideas, let me know.
Okay.
Always make it better.
Roger, I love your news.
Hi, nice to see you again. Thank you. I have no idea. I'm gonna be the high school.
I don't get the discount.
Good evening. I'd like to call the reorg to order at 7:06. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, in case of emergency, there's an exit right behind us and an exit straight ahead of us in case of an emergency. So we'll do roll call. We have Roger Broker, first meeting, trustee, welcome aboard. Jay Grover, trustee. Sherry Steffens, trustee. Ashley Dreyer, trustee. Dr. Brian Graham, superintendent. Sue Marston, trustee. Joy Lamarca, trustee. Danielle Bruno, trustee. Cheryl Cardone, assistant superintendent for pupil services. And Dr. Robert Merkel, assistant superintendent for school business and finance. Excused is Mike Loria, yeah, HR and staff development and curriculum. He's excused today. Okay, I'd like to ask for nomination for board president. Any nominations?
I'll nominate Ashley.
All right, nomination Ashley Dreyer. Second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Ashley Dreyer is our board president. And I will ask for nomination for vice president. Any second nomination?
I'll second.
All right, Joey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And congratulations to Ashley and Sue as our president and vice president. Ashley, it's all yours now. Thank you. That's good. I'm going to swear them in right now. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ashley Dreyer,
I, Ashley Greer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of Grand Island Central School District School Board President
of Grand Island Central School District School Board President
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. One, two. Okay, then, okay.
Yeah.
Let me swear them in. Yep. Sounds great. All right, so raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joy Lamarca. I, Joy Lamarca.
I, Joseph Marson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of Grand Island Central School District Board of Ed trustee
of Grand Island Central School District Board of Education trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Welcome aboard. For years. Sign right here, Danielle. Okay. Sorry. Raise your right hand. I, Danielle Bruno,
I, Danielle Bruno,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of Grand Island Central School District Board of Education trustee
of Grand Island Central School District Board of Education trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Looking forward, 3 more years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Roger, you're all set, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I apologize, I should have sworn Danielle and Joy in earlier, before the meeting started, so they're both counted, so we're gonna redo that. I swore, Roger in before exec session and stuff, so I apologize. So let me grab another quick. There they go. Oh, they're right here. Sorry about that. The delay. Okay. So nomination for Board of Education President.
I'll nominate Ashley.
Okay. Second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, Ashley, you're Board President. Thank you so much. Congratulations officially. Looking for a nomination for Vice President. Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We are all set. Sue, you're in. Great, we'll swear you in, Sue. I, Sue Marston,
I, Sue Marston,
do do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
faithfully discharge the duties
of Board of Education Vice President for Grand Island Central School District. Board of Education, so
the duties of the Board of Education
Vice President
Vice President for Grand Island Central School District, for Grand Island Central School District,
according to the best of my
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. Thank you. Sign right here. Yeah. All right. Thank you for your patience. The rest? I do. You got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have a few items requiring board action. If I could have a motion to approve the following Board of Education appointments, items 1 through 41, effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025.
All motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. Moving on to a motion approving the Board of Education committee appointments. Okay, so we have to go through some of the appointments.
And everybody has one in their place.
You have the list from last year. So first is the delegate assembly. Sherry, were you interested in delegate?
I don't know, I feel like I have more of a
Legislative. Do you think we could switch, like,
Yeah.
where I'm the legislative one and
Well,
then, or,
Really wanted to do the legislative.
do you? Okay, then I'll stay
Yeah.
as the alternate, that's fine. And then I'll stay as the delegate.
Okay, budget and finance, we need if Sue, are you still interested in serving? We need an alternate for that, if Sue can't make the meetings there. And Roger will be the alternate for that. Delegate for the NISBA, I was the delegate, Danielle was an alternate. Does anyone want any changes with that? Okay. The PTA, we had Jay as a delegate for the high school, Sherry as an alternate. For the middle school, Sherry and Jay. Youth Road was Sherry and Danielle. Kagabine, Sue and Joy. Sidway, Sue and Sherry. And District Council, Sue and Sherry. Any changes to those PTA, PTSA positions? No? Okay. For GISBA, we have Sue as our delegate. Glenn was an alternate. Does anyone want to be an alternate?
I'll take an alternate.
Okay, and we'll put Roger down for that. You are now on the cruise night committee.
In the golf one too.
The audit.
It's next week, so.
The internal audit committee, we had Sue as our delegate. Glenn was an alternate. Sue, would you still like to serve in that capacity? And would anyone like to serve as an alternate?
I will.
Sure. And we have district policy committee, myself, Jay, Danielle. Does anyone want any changes with that? No? Okay. Community relations, Sue and Sherry was the alternate.
Was there meetings this year?
We did, we met. And then we met by.
I hope so, because I should go.
Okay, maybe I did go to it. Right? Is
We
that the one
definitely
that-
met in person and we did communications.
Oh, I'd be interested in the name.
Well, there are two main positions, so.
Oh, there's both main?
Yeah, yep. And same thing with community ed, it was myself and Sherry, any changes to that?
That's one, I was just thinking
Yep.
that it was named, but I'm not so, yeah.
And food service, Sue and Sherry, any changes? And, district facilities, we need a replacement for Glenn, does anyone want to serve on that? And it was Joy and myself. Anyone else? Roger, you two, no? Okay. Okay. All right, so we will now, I will ask for a motion to approve the following Board of Education Committee appointments. The Erie County Association of School Boards delegates, Delegate Assembly, Legislative Committee, Budget and Finance Team, which we just reviewed, the New York State Board Association delegate and alternate appointments, the PTSA and PTA appointments, and the Internal Audit Committee and GISBA Committee. Can I have a motion to approve those, please?
I'll motion.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carried 7-0. And that included, do we need a separate motion for the District Policy Committee? Numbers 1 through 4, the District Policy Committee, Community Relations, Community Education Advisory, Food Service Committee. And let's just scroll, I keep this to scroll down. So we'll need a motion for the district committees. Oh, okay. So if I could have a motion to approve District Policy Committee, Community Relations Committee, Community Education Advisory, Food Service Committee, District Facilities Committee. If I could have a motion to approve that, please?
Motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. And then we need a motion to approve the following general organizational items. That's the authorized signature on checks. Number 2, the authorized signature on transfers. The authorized chief school officer, the office authorized signatures for vehicle registrations, the bonding personnel, district treasurer, central treasurer, district courier, and the annual contract with Catholic Charities.
It's not Catholic Charities, it's North Point.
North Point.
Yeah, North Point. Yeah.
Okay, and the annual
It is
contract with
yeah.
North Point. If I can have a motion, and is this one separate, or is it the authorization or designee to authorize change orders for up to $15,000 for capital construction projects? If I could have a motion to approve items C and D, please. And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. If I could have a motion to adjourn our reorganizational meeting,
I'll motion.
and a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion adjourned, or meeting adjourned at 7:22 p.m. All right.
I guess we don't know how the commercial is. Yeah, I mean,
All right.
Your name is Miss Mel Carrier.
Okay. Okay, we'll start in a few minutes then. So if you need to use the restroom, take a break, that would be a great time. All right, it's 7:30, so we're going to call the public session to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. With us this evening, we have Roger Broker, trustee. We have Jay Grover, trustee. Sherry Steffens, trustee. Jude Kuhn, our district clerk. Dr. Brian Graham, superintendent. Ashley Dreyer, president. Sue Marston, our vice president. Joy Lamarca, trustee. Danielle Bruno, trustee. Cheryl Cardone, our assistant superintendent of pupil personnel services. And Dr. Robert Merkel, our assistant superintendent for school business and finance. Mr. Loria is excused this evening. A couple announcements. If you could silence your cell phones, please, that would be appreciated. And there's emergency exits directly behind me and directly in front of me. If I could have a motion to approve the reorganizational agenda for July 8th, 2024, please.
I'll motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. And I'm sorry, it was a motion for the regular Board of Education agenda as well, please. And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. If I could have an approval of the minutes from our June 3rd, 2024 meeting.
I'll motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. That brings us to the comments session for agenda items only. We did not have anyone sign up for the agenda items only section. That brings us to curriculum and instruction. It looks like there is something attached for us to read.
That's right. Just more for information for the board. It's just the summer curriculum development proposals that we process through our curriculum department. Mr. Laurie is on his way to Italy this evening and wanted the board to have this information at your ready.
It's exciting. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to personnel instructional. If I could have a motion to approve PI 1 through PI 6, please.
I'll motion.
And a second? All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. That brings us to, do we have introductions for personnel
I
instructional?
believe we do. Who would like to start? Jamie, would you start us off?
Good evening, Dr. Graham, Board of Education, Mrs. Cardone, Dr. Merkel. I'm so excited to introduce 3 new staff members to our high school, so it's quite a few this evening. I'm going to start out with Corinne Carpenter. I don't think she could be with us this evening, I didn't see her. But she will be our new Spanish teacher starting at the high school. She's a graduate of the University of Buffalo residency program. What really stuck out was not only her immersive nature of Spanish and her passion for the content, but the fact that she went above and beyond and took an SEL approach with students, becoming a crew leader, which is their version of WEB in Newport, and really just immersed herself not only in the academics, but the SEL development of her students. So we're very excited to welcome her. Next, we have our new school counselor, Mrs. Grace Butler, who's here with her family. You want to stand up, Grace? We are very excited to welcome Mrs. Butler to our high school team. She is a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania and the University of Buffalo. When we had interviews, it was very evident her compassion towards students, both her high expectations. When she talked about holding students accountable and getting them ready for success, she did not discuss about lowering standards, but had high standards with high accountability, with a level of compassion and empathy that we hold dear here at Grand Island. We know that Mrs. Carpenter will be a great addition. She's already got some summer hours coming up, so we encourage you to stop by and say hello to her. We are just so excited to welcome you.
Congratulations.
And finally, we have Mrs. Ashley McNamara, who will be joining us. Ms. McNamara is our new math teacher at the high school. She'll be teaching some algebra sections. She is also a residency graduate of the University of Buffalo. She just did her residency at Amherst High School. Again, what really stood out was her desire to see her students succeed. Not only caring about their SEL development, but their academic development as well. She gave of herself in her own free time after school doing review sessions and became quickly one of the go-to people for her students. We are very, very fortunate to have her come join our team. We were fortunate to see her lesson, and we know she's going to be a great fit here at Grand Island High School.
Let's move on to Mr. Antonelli.
Good evening, everybody. I do have 2 new teachers that we are adding to the staff at Sidway. And before I introduce the 2 of them that are here tonight, I just want to talk a little about the process for this specific posting. We had 102 external candidates apply, which is fantastic. 10 internal candidates. We screened over 50 people and interviewed around 17. So that's great news, coming out of the pandemic and what we have coming out of the elementary level. So congratulations to both of these 2 candidates for this accomplishment. Sarah, do you want to stand up? First, I'd like to introduce to you guys Sarah Frozelum. She is a Grand Island grad and recently a grad of Niagara University, where she completed her student teaching at Heath Road. She's certified in both Gen Ed and Special Ed. And through the interview process, the committee was impressed with her knowledge, her ability to reflect and articulate, just her passion, her philosophy for the primary education setting. So we are extremely excited to add Sarah to our kindergarten team this year. Sarah, welcome to Sidway. Caitlin, do you want to stand up? I'd like to also reintroduce Caitlin White. Caitlin White was hired as a TA at Sidway last summer. However, never worked a day as a TA, because right after she was hired as a TA, she was also hired as a long-term sub for Jess Brown, and did an amazing job teaching first grade for us this last year. Caitlin took advantage of every opportunity that came her way. She was at every event. Great member of the first grade team, took full advantage of her literacy coach, and although first grade is very sad to lose her, kindergarten is very excited to gain her. So congratulations, Caitlin.
Thank you, Mr. Antonelli. Do we have any other introductions tonight? All right, thank you very much.
Okay, that brings us to personnel non-instructional. If I could have a motion to approve items A and B, please. And a second? All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. And that brings us to finance with Dr. Merkel.
Good evening, everybody. I'm looking for a motion on items A through E, please.
A through E or F?
F is going to be a separate roll call vote
Okay.
for the bus fund resolution.
Okay, great. So A through E motion?
I'll motion.
And a second?
Sorry.
All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0.
Thank you. And items G and H are informational, but we are looking for a roll call vote on item number F. That's for the bus bond resolution, which was approved.
Can we have a motion for F, please?
I'll motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any objections?
It's got to be a roll
Oh,
call.
roll call, sorry. So we'll start with Roger.
Yes.
Aye.
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 It's carried 7-0.
Thanks all.
All right, that brings us to special education with Cheryl Cardone.
We have 2 program recommendations for CPSC and CSC tonight.
If I could have a motion for A and B, please? And a second? All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0. That brings us to the superintendent's report with Dr. Graham.
All right, thank you very much. Just, it's been pretty busy since the last time we were together, so some of these images will help us remember some of the great things that occurred in collaboration within our district or just through our district. This first photo is a remarkable photo of children from all over Grand Island as well as neighboring towns who participated in KidBiz. The great majority of the children come from our school district, but there are also children come from St. Stephen's and some other schools, but really an amazing event. I believe somewhere around 150 future entrepreneurs participated in KidBiz, truly a remarkable event. As you can see, the children did such a great job in creating and selling items that they either designed themselves or had a little support from their families. But certainly something we're really proud of, and the Grand Island School Business Alliance is also a partial sponsor of this event. So it's just a great opportunity. It's been around for a long, long time. In the past few years, we've had the best attendance ever, so it's really great to see. Some of the board members know how wonderful our moving up days were through the middle school and Kegabyne as well as youth. Really great events, and we want to congratulate the teachers and the students, parents, and of course our administration who put on a great moving up day celebration for all of our students. I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Fitzpatrick. He has been working and collaborating with our administrators and the company Raptor to introduce to us some new training which goes above and beyond what we're already familiar with as it relates to Raptor. Right now, all of our visitors put their New York State license into the Raptor box, and it checks to make sure that that person has a clean record so that they can enter into our school system. And we've been using it for several years, but now Raptor has many, many more tools at their disposal, which we will use if in the unlikely event we had to take one of our buildings and move to an alternate location. We'll be able to reunify with families using Raptor, which is a brand new system, and also shut things down. We'll be able to, any person who's an employee within our district will be able to call a lockdown through the Raptor mobile app or website, which is really remarkable if you think about it. So if a teacher in a certain wing sees something outside that is dangerous, that teacher will be able to activate the Raptor emergency response system and call a lockdown. So any adult, custodian, maintenance, anybody working outside, inside the building will have another layer of safety. So thank you to Mr. Fitzpatrick for organizing that, and it continues to be something that we're being trained on more than just once. So thank you to Mr. Fitz. Also, you might recall the Parade of Graduates was something that was new a few years ago. It's such a lovely opportunity for our graduating seniors to go back through the elementary schools and have a mini indoor parade. So a lot of celebration, a lot of fun for our young people to see our graduates, and of course for the graduates themselves to see some of their favorite teachers. We, Mr. Banker, through our athletic department, designed in collaboration with coaches and his executive assistant, a bike night, which is really an athletic honors night. It was a tremendous undertaking. It's the first one we've ever had, and we were very proud to celebrate the amazing accomplishments of some of our athletes throughout our district. So thank you, Mr. Banker and Tony Myers, for putting that all together, and for everybody else who helped volunteer. Bob Simpson was the MC, did a great job. So as there were so many events in June, there was the band and orchestra banquet and so many other events all happening on one night. I ended up going to the PTA installation dinner, which was really lovely, really great event, and we really thank our parents who partner with us to celebrate our students and to enhance their experiences throughout the year. So we thank Amy McMahon was a big a big supporter, not only a supporter, but somebody who helped organize this event, and so was Jackie Carpenter, so we thank them for their leadership. And of course, graduation, really wonderful event. We want to thank the graduation committee at the high school, Mrs. Kretz Harvey and Mrs. Jamie Peld, and all the counselors and volunteers who helped make this event fantastic. Really, it's probably one of my favorite days as a teacher and a principal. It is really something in the past for us to see children walk across the stage when, in some cases, there were some trials and tribulations along their path or journey, and to see this celebration in action is really a tremendous, fulfilling opportunity for any educator in any school district. So we had a really great event, and the music was outstanding. Our band and our choir did such a fantastic job. So we thank everybody for that. There were a few selfies on stage and dancing in water. Look at this picture from Larry Austin. Just a lot to celebrate, and we're grateful to their teachers along the way for 13 years getting them ready for graduation. So really great job. And we did a bunch of podcasts in June to celebrate moving up. So here's Mr. Antonelli with children moving up to second grade or moving up to first grade. And we did the same at Huth and Kegebine, fifth graders talking about their experiences and thoughts and ideas of moving up to the next level. And of course, our eighth graders moving up to high school. So those podcasts are on our website, so if you have an opportunity, please check them out. And we did speak to seniors moving on to post-high school experiences. The Grand Island School Business Alliance handed out thousands of dollars, and we want to thank everybody who supports GISBA, and we had a great opportunity to go to people's homes and hand out checks of $1,000 to many of our graduating seniors, which was really great. And Sue, I know this is a superintendent's report, but you did a fantastic job in organizing the first ever cruise night here at our school district, and that was in support of the efforts of GISBA. And I know you'll probably talk about this in roundtable, but some of the images here were outstanding. We want to thank our middle school tech teachers for bringing their middle school students out to race their CO2 cartridge cars, and some of the amazing cars that were displayed here were truly remarkable. So that's a picture I took from the roof. We had over 140 cars show up for this amazing event, so I know Sue will talk about that. And Mr. Banker and Mr. Roth were featured in the Dispatch, I believe, for launching the Athletic Hall of Fame, which we've never had before. So thank you, Mr. Banker, for your leadership and putting together a committee. I know nominations have been published or pushed out for people to nominate, and I know you have a committee that will be reviewing all of that information. So now that the cruise night is over, next week Monday is the golf outing for GISBA. So there's lots of ways to support GISBA, either by golfing or by buying some online raffle tickets for some amazing major prizes, and we thank the community for those donations as well. And as always, if you have a Viking tip line report, you can go to our website, hit this button, and send us an anonymous report if you're so inclined. Of course, you can talk to any trusted adult about that as well. And if you want to email the Board of Education, this is the email address. So thank you, Ashley, for that.
Thank you. That brings us to the Board of Education report, and we all have a copy of the calendar draft in front of us. If you can take a look at that. Does anyone have any questions or concerns about the calendar for next school year?
Do we need a second June date, or just leave it on there and
Do we need, do we need June 16th? Do we take that off, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have a problem with taking off June 16th? Okay, we'll take that off. Good thinking. Any other questions, thoughts or concerns? Okay, do we vote on this too? Is it good?
Sure.
Okay, so if everyone is, if there are no other questions or concerns regarding the calendar, I would like to vote on this calendar minus the June 16th date, taking that off. And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0.
I'll send it over tomorrow.
Great, and we can get it on the website.
Yeah, put it everywhere. Yeah, 7 o'clock. So next, those are the rest are 7:30, right? Everything's-
Yep.
Oh, to reorder is on the second. Okay, so this is, yeah, everything else is correct.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the budget hearing is usually at 7 o'clock as well. The public budget hearing.
And a joint town meeting, yep. The meeting on March 31st with the town will be 7. The budget hearing is 7, and then the reorg is 7.
And the joint.
And the joint. Yep. And so that is, that brings us to the public comment session. For general items not included in this agenda, we do have a few community members signed up to speak, so I will read the statement. At this time, public comments are invited from individuals who desire to address the Board of Education on any topic which is on the agenda. Residents who have previously signed up to speak will be recognized by the president. When speaking, please identify yourself first, speak clearly and loudly enough for everyone in the room to hear you. Speakers are requested to limit their remarks to no more than 3 minutes, to appoint a spokesperson if a concern is a group concern, and, if necessary or desired, to supplement verbal presentation with written reports. Please remember that personal comments toward a member of the community, toward a staff member, toward the Board of Education will not be considered appropriate. So please keep personal comments out of the 3 minutes. Okay, with that said, I'd like to invite Stephanie Castiglia to speak first. Yep, up at the podium.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Castiglia. I am an alumni of Grand Island High School and am a Grand Island business owner. I am here to voice my concerns regarding the high school's wrestling coaches. As you know from the letters, these coaches have been extremely unprofessional and unethical in their behavior. As I mentioned, I am a mother, and I am infuriated that my kids had to witness and be part of this behavior. As a former Grand Island student, I am disappointed that Grand Island is even considering having these coaches. As a taxpayer, it is my responsibility to do what I can to stop these coaches from working in our district. If you vote, you continue to say to these kids that this behavior is acceptable on Grand Island. This behavior is not acceptable. It is destroying our reputation. Grand Island deserves better. Our kids deserve better. Please make the right decision and vote for new wrestling coaches. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, next we have David Castiglia. And please remember to leave any names out of the speeches as well.
Hello, my name is Dave Castiglia. I've lived on Grand Island for 49 years. I'm also a resident, or an alumni of Grand Island and a former wrestler under coach and former athletic director Larry Bryant. I'm a 22-year veteran of the United States Air Force and 20-year firefighter for the Grand Island Fire Company and currently a federal employee. I've also been a volunteer coach for Grand Island Junior Vikings, for Grand Island Little League, and Grand Island Youth Lacrosse. I took some of the characteristics of a good coach out of the Code of Ethics from the New York State Athletic Association, which are coaches build self-esteem, they build self-discipline, they lead by example. A good coach knows how to communicate and listen. A good coach is a mentor and someone for athletes to look up to and aspire to be. The present coaches of Grand Island Wrestling do not show that they have these characteristics. As a resident, alumni, taxpayer, former wrestler, and most importantly a father, I can no longer watch this conduct from the sidelines. Several attempts to address this with the coaches and other staff of the school have been made, and they see nothing wrong. It needs to stop. Grand Island deserves better. While making this decision, please ask yourself, would you want your child to be subject to this kind of conduct from a coach or any other district employee. A coach can be one of the greatest influence on a child's life. Please choose wisely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And next is Dylan Castiglia.
Hello, my name is Dylan Castiglia. I am a senior at Grand Island High School. I am a varsity football player, varsity lacrosse player, and I have been on the Grand Island wrestling team for 3 seasons. I no longer have any respect for the past coaches at Grand Island. They have let me down as coaches with their disrespect for other wrestlers and coaches. They have not supported me or helped me in my training to prepare for the state competition. They even showed up 2 hours late and passed the time for me to go practice and get my credentials for the state competition. I am not the only wrestler that feels this way. I am speaking today because even though I only have 1 season left, I want to make the Grand Island wrestling team better for the younger kids coming up. I don't want them to have to go through the things that I did. Please get new wrestling coaches for the next season. Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, we have Tom Bentley. Oh, Tim Bentley.
That's quite all right. Good evening, members of the school board. I stand before you as a concerned member of not only the community, but a parent of 4 children within the Grand Island School District, and 1 senior that just graduated out of the school this year who was also a wrestler. Our wrestling program is facing significant challenges that require immediate attention. Firstly, there is a pressing issue regarding transparency in our school's process to address concerns and violations. It's crucial that we have clear and open channels of communication between the coaching staff, athletes, parents, and administration. Secondly, we must address the development of our student athletes, both on and off the mat. The role of the coach extends beyond teaching techniques and strategies. They are responsible for nurturing our students' character, instilling discipline, and promoting academic excellence. Unfortunately, there seems to be a shortfall in this area. The current state of affairs calls for a change on our wrestling coaching staff. We need leaders who are committed to the holistic development of our athletes, who uphold the highest standards of integrity, who communicate openly with all stakeholders. In conclusion, we all must resolve to do better. Our students deserve a wrestling program that not only helps them excel in the sport, but also prepares them for life beyond high school. Let us work together to make this a reality. Thank you for your time and consideration. I'm confident with your support we can bring the necessary changes to our wrestling program.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes the public comment session and brings us to Committee of the Whole, items and information for the roundtable, beginning with Roger. Jane? Sherry? I would just like to congratulate all the graduates again and thank Sue and Gizba, Dr. Graham, anyone on the committee for a wonderful cruise night. It was a lot of fun to attend and I'm looking forward to attending next year. Sue?
I just really want to say thank you to everybody who helped with cruise night. We did have a rain delay, so we did go to our rain date, which really threw a hiccup into everything we had planned for our original evening. It really went off without a hitch to everybody that attended. We had over 150 cars, which is unheard of for a first-time cruise night. So I'm going to list some names. I'm sure I'm going to forget some people, but Jamie Pell, you did a fantastic job with the basket raffle. Thank you so much. Hillary was amazing on the grill with like Gloria, Pete Marson, and Carl Kottman were running around like crazy men, parking cars, which was fantastic. And Tom DeGatti and Christian Levita, who are 2 town councilmen, volunteered their time to donate pork dinners, smoked pork dinners, along with another gentleman, which was fantastic to see our town cross over and help raise money for the school district as well. The whole committee as a whole, Mary Cook did a lot of work behind the scenes before we even got there, and she was fantastic. We had some students do some voting, which was a huge hit. They made our awards, they picked our awards. The whole committee, really, it was just a great community event, and we're going to tweak it next year to hopefully get some more community members out and build it so that we can really showcase the school district and the community as a whole. So I really can't thank everybody enough for making it a huge success. It really was just, wasn't me, I was one person, it was really the community as a whole. So thank you to everybody that showed up and everybody that really worked hard to make it a success. I really appreciate it. And now we're going to make the golf tournament a huge success. So we're going to turn the baton over to Jude, and we're going to work this week to make our golf tournament a huge success. So there is circulating on Facebook and email our large items.
6 huge prizes.
6 huge prizes. I know Marcy Power Equipment, once again, donated a chainsaw, but the veranda put out a great tasting experience at the veranda. Dr. Graham always does a huge tiki tour, which includes dinner and a gift card at Dick and Jenny's and the new liquor store, Ireland. And there's a 75-inch television, so there's a lot of great prizes. I'm trying to remember them all, right? So, the bowling alley put out a huge party for 40 people, and the Fun Center did that, right? Did a big party too. So the community came together and put together an excellent raffle. So if you can't make it to the event, it's around. Check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I don't tweet, but whatever. It's out there. It's a great organization, and it's always fun to raise money for kids. So that's my bandwagon.
Thanks. Joy?
I'm all set.
Danielle?
I share Ashley's thoughts. This night was beautiful. Thank you, Sue, and to everybody that put their time and love it with it. So, thank you.
Okay, Cheryl?
Today, first I want to recognize David Howell. David is working with us this summer. He's from Niagara University and has been an intern. And we started special education and summer school today. We welcomed 80 kids this morning. And thank you to David for helping me put it all together. So we are excited to have them, and it'll run until August 16th. And we have our first field trip to where?
Casey's Cabana.
Oh, you're right. Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Casey's Cabana. So, and thank you, Sarah, for also working summer school for us. Thanks.
Dr. Marco?
I'm all set.
Okay, and that brings us back to Dr.
All
Brown.
right, thank you. So our community may or may not be aware that Michael Loria, who has served as our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Instruction, Human Resources, and Staff Development, will be the new superintendent in the Depew Central School District. He'll start on August 1st. This is his first meeting in as many years as I've known him that he's missed because he and his family are on their way to Italy for a well-needed, well-deserved vacation. So we're very proud of Mike, and I'll be even more proud because I'll see him every month at the superintendent's meetings held by Gary Bosse's. So I know we're virtual and live, but maybe we could just give a little clap for Mike Loria. He did say to share his sincere gratitude to the school board, the faculty, staff, and community who has supported him along the way, and that can't be any more truthful. He started off as an intern here, was an assistant principal here, went to Silver Creek and was a principal there at the high school, came back here. I was blessed to hire him, and he was the high school principal for many years, and then assistant superintendent, and now superintendent. So really a lot to be proud of and a lot to celebrate for him and his family. I also just want to give the board an update. High school, summer school started today. In fact, all of our summer school programs started today. Jamie is here. Jamie gave me some nice information. I think the board is aware that this is the first time, it could very well be the first time in the history of Grand Island High School that all seniors graduated on time and did not need extended time over the summer this summer. So we don't have any seniors in our summer school program.
Do we not doing August graduation.
That's true, we do not, yeah. So this is very exciting. And then from grades 9 to 11, we have 50 students enrolled in our programs. That would be English, U.S. History, Global, Algebra, Geometry, Biology, and Earth Science. We also have students getting credit through an online course called APEX to get high school credit. So particularly we're very proud of the board and our community for supporting all of these efforts to help kids get to that benchmark of graduating. We will also be administrating Regents exams for students in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade on August 19th and 20th. And those exams will be in English, U.S. History, Global Studies, Algebra 1 and 2, Geometry, Biology, Earth Science, and Chemistry. So we're very proud of our high school team, our counselors and administrators who were steadfast and had multiple meetings to make sure students were on track. So thank you to all who were part of that intervention for those students who needed that. 80 students with English as a second language and our special education needs started today in our middle school, but it's a K to 12 program spanning all of those grade levels. So we're very proud that we have teachers and we're able to offer these programs, and you heard some field trips coming up, which will be awesome. And middle school academic intervention services this summer, we have 45 students enrolled for those services. And sometimes people don't realize how busy we are in the summer. A lot of times people are like, oh, you have the summers off. Well, you can hear that we don't, and there's a lot going on to support children, especially through community education. We have 234 children who are enrolled in our community education program throughout the summer. And I got a chance to stop on sports camp. I saw Jessica Brown there and her team working with kids, and they just absolutely love it. The students love it, and they keep coming back, so that's great. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I will ask for a motion at 8:06 p.m. to adjourn our regular board meeting and enter into executive session for the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person, corporation, discussions regarding proposed or pending current litigation, or discussions regarding proposed, pending, or current litigation, actually, yeah. Yep, or collective bargaining agreements. If I get a motion and a second? All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Any abstentions? Motion carried 7-0.
Yeah, and it's just important to announce that we will not be coming back.
Yep, we will not.
Yeah.
Yep, will not be coming back after executive session.
Next meeting, August 5th.
Yes, okay, August 5th will be our next Board of Education meeting here in professional development. Thank you. Good night.
So I want to keep.
We were out of it.